We must pay homage to him.
Quick fire. Just about anger, right? Anger is cautionary and not permissive, right? And first and foremost, I just want to break down, to me, there's two types of anger, right? There is that hot, instantaneous rage that comes upon a person if they're triggered by something. Somebody says something, you see something, whatever, and it elicits a particular reaction out of you. There's that anger. But then there's anger, which is a state of being. People where you're just angry. You wake up, you're angry. You go to work, you're angry. You're at work, you're angry. People are happy around you, you're angry. You know, just it's your disposition. Like that's you every waking moment in that anger. And the problem with both types of this anger is that a lot of the time we treat them as though they give us permission to act out. We perceive them, when we take them, as though they give us permission to behave in ways that are not honorable, to behave in ways that are dangerous, that end and that break relationships in our lives. But the thing about anger is, if we were to treat it properly, right? If we were to actually, instead of taking anger as though it's giving us permission to behave in a particular way, to actually pause and see it as a caution. Because a lot of the time, that anger that you feel, or the anger that you walk around with every day, is warning you about deeper things, about deeper emotions, right? About deeper things that you're hiding, right? So a lot of the time, sometimes somebody will do something or act out angrily or in a rage, or blurt out something really mean or insensitive, right? And say, oh, I was just angry, right? But when you look at it, when you look at what they were reacting to, it's like, why did you bring a gun to a knife fight type of thing, right? But it's because that anger stems from something else, right? That anger comes from something much deeper. So you may be reacting angrily, but really what you're feeling is fear. Maybe you're feeling as though an insecurity has been exposed. Maybe you're feeling as though you have been disrespected in some way, and that anger, that feeling masks itself or manifests and expresses itself as anger, but it really is something deeper, and something that actually has taken root in your life for much longer, and that stems from something much deeper that you've probably held onto for years and years and years. So it just takes one person saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing at the wrong time to trigger you. And what you're being triggered is, what you're being triggered of or from is something that has nothing to do with that moment. It has nothing to do with what was said to you at that moment. It has very little to do with what was done to you at that moment. But that was just what opened the can of worms that you've been carrying around all along. So, in a way, partner with your anger in a positive way. The Bible itself says in Ephesians, do not allow your anger to lead you to sin. So that's an acknowledgement that you will have anger, that there will be things that make you angry. People will say things, do things, omit things that will elicit a reaction out of you. But you always have that count, that 1, 2, 3, where you choose your reaction. If you choose if that's going to give you permission to do something sinful or even illegal, or if that's going to be a warning sign. When you're like, okay, wait, hold up. She said that the color red doesn't suit me. Why am I so angry that I want to hit her? He said that I'm broke. Why am I so angry I want to beat him, right? A lot of the time, if you actually just take that time and you take your anger as a warning, and you take it as that, you know, that alarm signal. You'll find that the thing that you're about to react to is not the thing that made you angry. And when you know that, you can actually start to backtrack and rewind and actually really find the source of your pain, because that's what it is. The source of your pain that is about to have you acting out, right? So use anger as a caution and not as permission. There are people right now sitting in prison cells, good, honest people who never did anything bad in their life, but because of one moment where they let anger give them permission, instead of letting anger warn them and caution them about a pain, an existing pain, they've lost their freedoms because of it. There are people right now who have lost relationships, friendships, jobs, because in that moment of anger, they allowed rage to give them permission to say or do or break something, or relationship or whatnot, instead of letting it warn them and alert them of an existing pain that was triggered by the action at that moment. So, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Word of advice, word of caution, word is enough for the wise, and be blessed and check your anger. All right.